man, I'm fucking tired. But we're gonna do it anyway. And for some reason, when I put my headphones in, my dog thinks I'm gonna pay attention to him. Huh. That's such a... You don't even talk into the mic. You being a hater and won't tell anybody hi. How come you won't tell anybody hi? You talk all the other time, but you won't tell nobody hi on the mic. You don't tell nobody hi. Is that it? You don't want to tell nobody hi? You gonna let me get to my game? Just pretty ice clean. Yeah. Alright, we can get to this stories, Path of Destinies, and I have started a little bit of it, but I haven't really got far enough to really make a difference. Because the story hasn't really played out too much. But I like games like this with the good art visual. I told ya. I told ya. Tell everybody hi. You tell everybody hi, you're gonna be a hater. A hater. I hate a hater rolling with a 9mm. Marijuana. Sounds pretty good. Sounds really good, actually.
As he set foot on the island, Bernardo could not help but feel a tinge of guilt.
Yes, sir.
He'd left Lapino behind.
Can't lose Grandma's money.
He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Bernardo never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to no side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature.
Excuse me.
Could he stick with it?
I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I was just going. I see the other one looked like the more obvious path. Got some ore. I know this is to build swords or some shit. I know that much.
There was a cat in this one. And something useful.
Roll this back. Yeah. So we'll go down here. Damn, we way in there. We way down there.
If I craft a sword now, it's going to be really short.
Okay. Gotta slice the speed up. Woo, fucked me up there for a second. Goodbye. Long sword. Cut sharp like a sword.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, Or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Cut shit up.
Hero Wall. Hero Sword. Ice Wall. Ice Cube.
That's what I mean. Go. What up, son? Yeah, fucker. Oh, oh, the cheap shot at me.
Renato wondered how his laundress was going to get all these bloodstains out of his tunic.
How am I gonna heal myself? So I don't think there's a potion at all. Yeah. A little bit of health. So now we can go anywhere in that green sword. With the green, Oh yeah.
Anyone ever tell you you have a lovely eye? No?
Oh man, these fucking things. They're always watching me. You are the lead. We're good at their job, man. Up there. Okay. Try to go anywhere I can. Get off me, help.
Already Renato knew more than he ever had. But about what?
About to die, that's about what? Let's do this to health.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Good thing we went that way. Now that probably don't lead us anywhere, so I'll try to steal it from there. Down this ore.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Okay. purchase.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Fucking fire pit, man. There we are. Look at all those chickens.
Bernardo felt a little better.
That's good. Fucking shit, man. Fuck. I know where we're going. So we're gonna figure this out. Just get me off of here. That is the only way out, huh? Definitely doing something wrong, yeah. Same shit. In the name of the game. Makes no fucking sense. Alright, let's fuck these levers again.
When I build my castle, thought Bernardo, all my gates are going to open with buttons, and all the levers will drop rocks at your head.
That's the same fucking shit. That's the same one. That ain't get me nowhere, now is it? I fucking don't know. Fucking levers. Come on, here we go. Fire, man. Feel it again. Come on, fire, man. fucking way out this thing. Show this guy's good. Maybe something for this. Fire.
There it was. Sky Ripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Sky Ripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him. It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Pino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
I need that motherfucking core. I'm gonna stream early. God, this I gotta need a couple hours.
He looked up at the old trees around him. They were so big and so old. They'd been there before he was born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cares? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it. The Transcendent Emperor had made the Sky Ripper out of the eye of a god. And he'd used it to defeat the gods. But how had he defeated the first god? The one with the eye?
Where did I go? Which just said jump down. First thing I do is jump down.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. Interrupted story time! Of course, the lead Raven. Now we'll never find out how it ended! There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest, the mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? He was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be. Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
I died.
better dead than I'd have thought.
Boom. So we're supposed to go this way.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he sneaked into a temple of the dark arts, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of superweapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
I don't know what to do. I kind of want to just go smash these motherfuckers. I don't like the red being there either.
Renato had never been much of a student. At Swordfu School, he'd never read the books, just looked at the pictures. And Zenobia. But weapons he understood. His gut told him that the Skyripper would work great. He would use it to take out the Imperial outpost. And what's the worst that could happen? The thing wouldn't work, and then he'd take it to the scientists. Right? Exactly.
Let's hope so, huh? No, I know I fucked up. I probably fucked up. I feel it in my gut. Oh boy.
As he set out down the path, Renato wondered why the parts of the Sky River had only surfaced now, thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had discarded it. This Emperor, Isengrim III, had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Perhaps that was bringing up lost artifacts. How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction. It wasn't his fault. They looked so breakable. I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
I need to find a forge.
Let's take a brief pause.
Yeah. Had some brief feedback. Give me a moment. It'll probably go blue. Hello. Oh, shit. Bad time to hit unpause. Trying to handle some things. Got that done. What up, son? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, way across the screen. All the way across the map. Not really, but. Ah. So, I assume I go this way? Yeah. Yeah. Give me one moment. That's just being weird.
He was tired of slaughtering ravens. Maybe it was time to test out the new weapon. He turned a knob on the Sky Ripper. It made strange mechanical noises.
Oh Lord,
the
here
wheels
we
spun
go.
faster. It began to hum. The Sky Ripper was following his every step.
Go.
At
Go
least it
play.
acknowledged him as the master. But there was no trigger. How was he supposed to fire it? Fire, he said. Nothing happened. Well, maybe it just needed to warm up. After all, it hadn't been fired in thousands of years.
Let's just add my mic go down a little bit too low, and oh fuck, I was
this
supposed to
really
open
didn't have
that.
much in the way of safety features, did it?
Go. Well, look at that. Oh, are you serious? I have enough for shit.
His trusty old sword was always a little better when he sharpened it.
Oh, shit. Well, that's that. I want that. Oh shit, if you're killing him for this. Damn. Damn.
The Sky Ripper was making a whining noise now, and its wheels were spinning so fast he could no longer see them. Bernardo had a thought. Please? He asked. The Sky Ripper began to glow. Boom! The outpost burst into flame. Ravens flapped out screaming, wings on fire. The base was his. The fast speaker toad came hopping out. Bernardo! It croaked, sounding like a toad version of Zenobia.
Don't use the Sky Ripper. It will destroy the world.
Yeah, sure it will. cracked Renato. Pull the other one.
If you don't trust me, go see Calaveras. He'll tell you the same thing.
Oh, she would say that. That sounded sensible. Why did she always have to sound sensible all the time? Oh, it was infuriating. Of course she would say that. She was supposed to hurry and bring the Skyripper to the council so the rebels could actually win the war. But...
Excuse me.
Damn it. So frustrating. If she couldn't get you with magic, she'd get you with reason and caution and sensible arguments. Of course, Calaveras, he might not know the latest scientific theories with evidence and all, but Renato preferred the knowledge in the old books anyway. What they said felt true, and that's what's important. You should be careful, though. She'd probably guess he'd come here. That meant she'd probably set an ambush for him.
Nobody no ambush.
Renato landed on the island, expecting Zenobia's ambush at any moment. God, after all these years, she still drove him crazy. Oh, unless they were part of the ambush. The obvious reasons he was meant to see to take his mind off the ones he wouldn't see. There did seem to be a lot of ravens around here.
That was awesome!
Boom. Well, imagine that. Ah, I'm still 4 off. Son of a biscuit.
Hoped his hook didn't break.
That's a big drop. Some energy, huh?
To be something useful in these things, didn't there?
That's what I'm hoping. But it doesn't appear so. Stab me up. Ah, shit.
This is the craziest weapon he'd ever used.
Huh. One more still, so I'm biscuit. Boom!
Zenobia's ambush never materialized. Could she be sincere? Calaveras was a great scholar, Renato doubted even Zenobia could convince him to say something he didn't believe. And if he was working for the Empire, he'd never have told Renato about the Sky Ripper in the first place. Well, he would listen to the wise old toad, but that didn't mean he had to agree.
Look at all that shit I missed.
To his alarm, Renato realized that the rebels had no way of knowing he had a powerful new weapon. They might set off on their attack on the fleet before he could bring the Sky Ripper to the fight. He had to hurry, while there were still rebels to save.
Oh, shit. Lever.
Open, says me.
Alright, there's one more. Way out there.
Calaveras examined the Sky Ripper eagerly.
What? How often does a new relic surface?
He brushed off Zenobia's warning.
Oh, what do surfaces know about physics?
However, he did know a few ways to make the weapon even more precise and more powerful, and quickly went off to tinker. Soon the Sky Ripper no longer whined, but thrummed like a hummingbird taking off. It was ready for war. And so, Renato thanked Calaveras, took the legendary weapon to the final battle. Where were the other rebel ships? Had something happened? He could defeat the Imperial fleet with the Sky Ripper, but he couldn't govern. He was not cut out to be Emperor, and he'd no desire to be one.
Well, shit. I don't know. Did I fuck up? Possibly. I probably did fuck up.
There were a few rebel ships here and there, but there was no organization to the battle. Where was the Council flagship? Something had gone terribly wrong. But he had the Sky Ripper, and the Ravens had nowhere they could hide. Hey! Hey! I'm a firefox, thought Renato.
Let's go do this.
The portal was heavily guarded.
Ah, shit.
Let's go someplace they really didn't want us to go.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, wait, what?
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger. There was a sign. Take the goat across first.
Goodbye. Fuck your boxes. We don't need no boxes. Well, shit.
Wow! That hurt!
Woo! Fucked up. All the time these boxes are gonna be empty. The one time. Shit.
Okay, let's get this over with, and we can all go home. Well, not you, just me.
I went a bit smoother than I thought, which is good. Oh shit. I didn't see that one coming. Moving on.
The council speaker was on the deck, bleeding. Why was she even here? They found our base, she croaked. The council, all dead. We must surrender.
No, we can still win this, said Renato. I have the Sky Ripper. He would be a real hero and save the day, even when all appeared to be lost.
You're a good boy, said the speaker. And then she died.
Well, dang. Why no health?
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods?
I really could use some health. Oh, I should have seen that one coming. Well, shit. No. Alright. I have less than an hour to beat this game.
Come over here.
Oh, fuck. That's what would help if I paid attention to that sooner, huh? Got lucky as... Got lucky. Uh-oh. That thing just sliding there. Yeah, a little bit health. Not much, but a little bit.
He fired the Sky Ripper. With a tremendous whoosh, the Emperor's flagship went up in flames. And for good measure, he played the beam around it, setting all the other nearby Imperial ships on fire too. And he watched them burn. The few remaining rebels gave a cheer. And then they stopped cheering. There was a hole in the air.
Oh shit, I fucked
a
up.
blackness, like a tear in a parchment. Wind was blowing into it, widening it. It grew larger. Crates were falling off ship decks upwards into the hole.
Well, I didn't
and the world
it that
itself
way.
seemed bent, like the reflection on a curved mirror as it poured into the ravenous hole. He guessed that somewhere behind that ever-widening hole were gods that had long been exiled. But it didn't really matter. Time was done for
I fucked everybody over.
And soon it was.
No.
Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning.
I'm
He'd
a hyper
fled
hero.
burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly. He'd made bad choices. Now, when the real battle came,
I
wouldn't
made some
make those
fucking
choices.
awful choices.
He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning.
Oh shit.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Well, fuck. Hey, fuck Ronaldo. Reynardo. I said I fucked it up. What is his name? Lapino.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Renato went ostrich hunting.
Shit. Let's see how many more bad choices I make, huh? Shit, I got 49 minutes of bad choices. Hopefully I don't make no... Hopefully I don't destroy the whole world again.
Every child could sing
Sucks
verses
so
about
bad.
the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls.
Oh,
A
great.
ruby that drank blood.
I don't
A
think I made
jewel
that.
only a righteous man could give away.
Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
I don't think I made the right choice again either. That just sounds awful. But it sounds as safe as the other one, huh?
That's my order, thought Renato. He was such a wit.
Watch out, Ronaldo. Damn.
Renato distrusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was
Damn.
this some sort of
Yeah.
trap?
Let's find out. Why not, right? Maybe it was a trap. Oh shit, my man. Out of here, son of a...
Ravens
Moink.
were already
Moink,
here,
moink, moink.
cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Or...
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Alright, there we go. We need a little health, man. We need health. What up, bitch?
Feels so close to you.
Oh no.
Renato hoped his mother wasn't watching.
Why energy? I like that music. I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't even know what I was thinking.
He felt
Oops.
like Tarzan.
Oh, I got a better one, huh? Ah, shit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's not a good sign. Send it a wind sword. Sword. Smash it all.
Can I borrow that?
Oops. Going. Damn. Anything? What the fuck is this? I'm on fire. I did it again.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
It's always a plus.
He'd missed his old skills. He welcomed them back like it was at a reunion.
Ooh, na na. I do not actually. I am married, my good sir. I need to
Couldn't be good for global warming.
practice on being a better gamer, because what the fuck am I doing? There we go. I actually got through that faster than I thought I would. Holy shit.
It was a stone of the purest blackness.
Oh, that ain't good.
It reflected no light.
That ain't good at all.
Like a void made
I fucked over the
solid.
world again. I screwed everything up. I
He
already
picked it
know.
up. Who said that?
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up already. I
It
already
was
know
the
I fucked
stone.
up.
Eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's
I
greatest
have a
general.
feeling that I
and
already
a
know it's a
potent
bad
witch.
choice, man.
But they
I
had
already
been
fucked the
close
world over
once.
once.
And Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. To the core, said the stone anxiously. The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do.
Last
Wasn't
time I
that why
chose
he
power,
joined
I
the rebellion?
fucked over the
Wasn't that
world.
why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance.
The stone felt a bit clingy. The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Skyripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power.
He would go there.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, no. What did I do? What did I get into now? You blew up the world. Congratulations. Say, oh, shit. Shit, shit. Shit.
The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a rare feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at sword food school together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself. Except the biggest one.
I can't do anything with this fucking thing.
Whispered the stone. There was something sour in the air.
Oh, no.
Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
I know where this leads.
Bernardo had a lot of crafting materials. Now all he needed was a crafting bench.
No, they don't have shit.
You almost never saw wild gogglers together like this. The toads had to train them not to peck each other to death. So these had to be Imperial gogglers. That meant ravens were up ahead.
Goodbye.
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm. "You're weak," whispered the stone. "The core will kill you." "Are you afraid of it?" "No, don't be ridiculous," it chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if someone just carry it, and if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically. Bernardo did not trust rocks that talked in his head. He went onwards.
Watch that motherfucker be telling me to shoot too.
Oh look, fracking.
Yeah. Run. Woo! Get back on you. I have a feeling I made the bad choice again. Bad motherfucker choice again. Damn.
Don't go away.
No. There you go. Fuck. Damn. I got fucked up.
I'm sorry. Was that your shield?
Right. Oh Lord!
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical.
Oh shit!
He had a sudden vision of plunging his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Renato came to, The core was gone. But the Iblistone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light. And it was silent. "I can't hear you," he sang out. And, "You?" It didn't answer. "Ha!" he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind.
Oh, Lord.
He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he?
Yeah.
As the Farfarer made
We're
its
gonna
way
go
toward the
this choice
Nexus,
this time.
Renato watched sparks fly out of the core. The Iblistone sucked them in hungrily. You'd think the stone would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Renato. Well, the scientists would explain it all.
This time, Renato was sure he'd figured out how to use the core safely.
That ain't good. No, no, no. I'm falling asleep.
See? He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the odd-makers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he? You shall not pass!
And half. Half of the... Smash on.
Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
Renato had never felt better in his life. Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
Quiet and eerie. It's quiet, eerie.
The Imperial fleet was closing in on the rebels, forcing them to come out and fight. Renato was itching to bring the fight to the enemy. He had to remind himself not to be too reckless.
This sword from the frigid north was really useful for making popsicles and birdicles.
Nice. Noise.
some people were just liable to explode if you upset them. About ravens was they never dropped any loot, and no one ever wanted the feathers. The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky River, explained Renato. No more feed blood and souls.
But the core is not an unlimited energy source,
said one toad. Another said,
there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone. The stone doesn't actually feed on souls,
claimed a third.
But on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload.
This was all very confusing. At peace. Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
I'm gonna cut my stream off there because I gotta leave soon. Shout out to the game and thank you for watching, man. I appreciate it. And whoever else watched this, I appreciate it as well. Shout out to all of you. I will pick up next time where I left off. Have a good day.